There's a free AI coach hiding inside your YouTube studio right now, and almost nobody's using it. Ask it the right questions, and it'll tell you what's holding your channel back and exactly how to fix it. So if you've ever poured days into a video, then watched it tank, and then stared at your dashboard trying to make sense of all those numbers, this video is gonna be a game changer for your channel. I'm gonna show you the exact questions that let you talk to your data in plain English, and I'm running every single one on my own channel right now so you can watch what happens, then go run them on yours. So what is this AI coach? Well, it's called Ask Studio, and unlike ChatGPT or Claude or any other AI tool out there, it knows everything going on inside your channel. But before we get into what to ask it, there's a few things you need to know. So first of all, it's powered by Google Gemini, so it's really good at crunching numbers and spotting patterns that you would never be able to catch on your own. And here's what it can see. Pretty much every piece of data in your dashboard. Your views, your watch time, where your traffic comes from, all of those numbers that you don't even know what they mean. But it goes even deeper than that. It can actually see into your videos. So it's not just reading transcripts like any other AI you'd use, it knows what's happening in every second of your footage. And more on why that's a big deal in a bit. The one real limitation here is it can only really see into your channel. So you can't really compare yourself against other channels, and no competitor questions. It won't be able to answer them. So here's how you use it. You're gonna click this little starburst button right here. The box opens up, and they've got some generic little thought starters in here. They're fine. We can do way better. And I put every single prompt that I'm gonna be using today into a complete YouTube Studio prompt pack. Link to that is in the description, so you can grab all of them. Okay, so the first thing I wanna do here is give some of my dead videos a second chance at getting views. Here's the problem. The way that most people title their videos to, go viral with these curiosity, clickbaity kind of titles, those don't have a lot of staying power. They may get a bunch of views in the first 24 hours, then YouTube just stops recommending them, if they ever got recommended at all. But once a video like that's pretty much dead, you can actually retitle it for a different kind of traffic. Searches that people are actually making on YouTube. A good searchable pull video can get steady views for years, and the people typing those searches are probably more serious buyers. So I'm asking it, find my videos from the last year with the lowest views. These are the ones that YouTube's not really recommending anymore. Then, for each one, give me a real search term that people are typing in that matches what the video delivers, and then build me a new title around it. And look what comes back. YouTube marketing for business. Definitely more searchable than, why smart businesses always fail at YouTube. Content strategy for small business. That's perfect, and I love how to get high-paying clients. So it nailed the analysis. Gemini is great at that. But one thing Gemini ain't so great at is writing. So these titles are just a little bit basic. I mean, they work for search, but I'm just gonna pull them into Claude and then ask it to punch them up while keeping the search terms intact. Yeah, now we're talking. How to sell your expertise, the new $1 Million Playbook. I love that. Steal my content strategy for small businesses. So much better than the original, right? And the best part is the search term's still in there. So now it's a genuinely good title, and it can still rank in searches. And remember, every prompt from today is down in the description link in the prompt pack, so you don't have to write any of it out. So now all I have to do is change the titles, and then YouTube picks up those changes within about 48 hours usually. And here's the thing, YouTube never really gives up on a video. Give it a new searchable title, and it can start ranking in those searches even if it was dead in the water before. So just imagine doing this for like 10 or 20 of your own dead videos. 30 days from now, you could have hundreds or even thousands of really targeted, serious people watching them. And while I'm in here digging through all my dead videos, there's another group that I don't want to give up on. These are the videos where barely anybody clicked on them, but the people who did, they stuck around till the end. That means the video itself was good, it just never found its audience. And then all that work is just sitting there doing absolutely nothing for me. So now a new title might save some of these, but there's actually another play I want to try here. So I see videos like these on YouTube all the time. They're well over an hour, and they're pretty popular, and they're working right now because people are watching YouTube on their big screen TVs now in their living room more and more. They just want to lean back and watch something longer. So What if Ask Studio could find videos on my channel that I can repurpose into longer themed supercuts? I'm just gonna ask it to find me groups of 3 to 5 videos all on the same topic, the underperformers we just talked about, that could stack into one big video over an hour long, where each video basically plays like a chapter. And the order here matters too. It's gotta flow from start to finish like I planned it that way. And the one rule that I really care about here is there can't be a lot of overlap, right? So if 2 videos cover the same stuff, the supercut gets repetitive really fast. That means every video in the supercut group has to bring something different to the table. Okay, so it's suggesting a 2026 content marketing masterclass. It's telling me what's unifying these videos. It's giving me a search-friendly title. It even calculated how long it's gonna be. Then it lists out each of the videos in the right order and then tells me why each one belongs here. And then it's giving me a second option here as well. And the cool thing is, at this point, I can ask for even more of these, or I can ask for changes just by chatting with it. But these look pretty good to me. I think I'm gonna be making one of them in my next batch of videos. So I feel good about that, but something's been bothering me this week. So the video I put out the other day didn't do so hot. It's an 8 out of 10, meaning out of my last 10 videos, it's sitting in 8th place. So it's way less views than I normally get, and I wanna know why. I think Ask Studio can tell me. All I have to do is ask it to give me a full postmortem on that video, where I lost people, what I was doing on screen when they left, and the most likely reason it flopped. But the part I really care about are the lessons. You know, I don't want a pile of numbers that I could get just by staring at my analytics or generic YouTube advice that ChatGPT could give me. I want it to look at what happened in this exact video and tell me what to do differently next time. And what it's telling me is pretty interesting and actually really helpful. It's saying between 9 and 18 seconds, I hit a really big dip. And it just tells me why, point blank. I was in the middle of explaining a second case study as proof, and people probably didn't need the second case study. It actually made some of them leave. And this is why seeing inside your videos is such a big deal, right? It didn't just show me a dip on a graph. It watched the video and told me exactly what I was doing when people left. Then it goes on to show me 2 more places where I lost people and why it thinks that happened. And there's a lot of great takeaways in here, but check out the lessons that it pulled from this. They're super specific. And I don't just do this when I have a flop either. When something goes more viral than usual, like it does better, I want to know why there too, so that I can repeat it on purpose. Now you could just take what it gives you and try to remember it for next time, but what I'm gonna do is add this to my Google Doc of all the little lessons from my recent videos. So this is a great training document that you can just feed into Claude next time you sit down to brainstorm your video ideas, and even while it helps you write your script. So whenever I use this document, my scripting just gets a little smarter whenever I sit down to write. So all that stuff's gonna help me squeeze some more juice out of videos I already have. But what about coming up with new ones? It can be hard to know what video to make that my audience really wants to see. But every question, every comment on my videos, it's a clue, right? That's my audience telling me exactly what they want more of. So all that stuff that comes up over and over again, that might just be my next great video idea. But honestly, I've got way too many comments to go back and read through. And even if I could, I'd never be able to keep track of the patterns. So I'm just gonna ask it to go read the last 6 months of my comments and then find the questions and problems that people keep bringing up, rank them by how often they show up, and then for each one, tell me the video that I can make to answer it. Okay, so it's telling me that people are always asking, you know, will this work for my niche? And that's true, they do ask it all the time. Don't know that I love it for a whole video though, but this one, the cold start dilemma, the no testimonials or social proof thing. Because people ask me all the time how they can get started without testimonials. So I actually think this might be a great video, so I will add it to my topic list. But those new YouTube ideas only pay off if YouTube knows who to show them to. And it wants to, so it's always building its own picture of what you're about based on what you post and who watches. But if that picture is even a little off base, it's gonna show your videos to the wrong people. And it's obviously really hard to grow your channel and really hard to grow your business that way. So I'm just asking it point blank, how does YouTube categorize my channel right now? Like, I wanna know what niche it's got me in, as specific as it can possibly get, and who it thinks my audience really is. Okay, now this is super interesting. It's saying that YouTube sees my channel in the high ticket service marketing and client acquisition niche, which is more or less where I want to be, right? And it goes on to give a ton of detail. It says I'm in a narrow cluster centered on scaling service-based businesses through high-value content strategy. It also tells me how it figured all that out, and it breaks down my audience and their pain points too. Now, ideally, I do still want to be placed more firmly in, teaching these people YouTube specifically for client generation, but it looks like right now I'm more in the general client generation bucket. Close, but not exact. Now, this is one to check on your own channel, especially if you're newer. So if YouTube already sees you the way you want to be seen, great, keep doing what you're doing. But if it's got you wrong, you want to ask the follow-up. What should I make more of so YouTube starts seeing my channel as being about, then fill in the blank for whatever you want to be known for. It basically straight up tells you which topics are confusing it and what you should lean into more. And the earlier you catch that, the easier it's going to be to, steer back to where you want to be. And speaking of leaning into what works, that got me thinking. I know that I've had videos take off that I never followed up on just because I forgot about them. So I left proven winners just sitting there. And that's a real missed opportunity, because when a video takes off, your audience is flat out telling you, this is what we like and we want more of it. So the smartest next move is usually to make something really similar to that. A part 2, a deeper version, or basically the same thing with just a new angle on it. And if you make it, YouTube already knows exactly who to show it to. So I'm asking it to find my videos from the last year that did way better than usual, but never got a follow-up, and tell me why each one worked. Then pitch me a sequel or an update that gives people more of the thing that they loved about the original. Okay, so the first round gives me, a few old topics that I don't really cover anymore. So I'm just gonna ask for new ones that are more about YouTube and content marketing. And this is important, by the way. You don't have to just take the first round on this or any of these prompts. Talk back and forth with it. That's how you get the best stuff. Okay, now we've got a few we can use. 2026's biggest content marketing strategies did really well. I actually forgot about that one. I could definitely do one where I show 5 brand new ones. And my 2026 content planning strategy revealed. I could just do a subtle update to the end of that title and then cover the exact same topic, but change up how I talk about it. I could definitely see that being a winner. So now I've got a running list of videos that I know people would actually want to watch, but even a video with the best topic can struggle if the script is weak. So before I waste a few hours filming one, I want to catch all those weak spots while it's still just a script. Now, I'm pretty happy with this script I just wrote. I'm actually recording it later on, but Ask Studio can give me really good feedback on the script before I waste time recording it. And that feedback's actually based on real data, right? It knows from my past videos exactly where I tend to lose people by either over-explaining something or, just taking too long to make a point. So what I want from it here is a prediction, right? Based on everything it knows about my best and worst videos, how's this one gonna do? Is my hook any good? And where am I gonna lose the most viewers? Then I'm just gonna paste in my entire script. Whoa, this is really good feedback. It's saying that my hook is strong and it knows which hooks work best on my channel, so I tend to believe it. But even more interesting, here are the 3 click-away spots that I asked for. So ones where I transition from a story into a slower explanation about how people think. So it's just telling me to shorten that part to keep people interested longer. So I'm gonna take those notes over to Claude and have it rewrite just the weak spots so it still sounds like me. Because fixing this video before I record it is just way better than working out why it flopped next week. All right, the script's a lot tighter now. It's ready to shoot, but none of that even matters if nobody clicks on the thing. And the thumbnail is usually where I end up second guessing myself. Remember how I said before it can actually see things in your channel beyond just the analytics? Thumbnails are actually one of the things that it can see. Now, I'm still in the same chat where it just read my whole script, so it knows exactly what this video is about. And it already knows which of my thumbnails get clicked on the most and what they all have in common. So I'm just gonna keep this conversation going and ask it to take whatever's working and pitch me a thumbnail concept for this exact video. Whoa, I was not expecting this. I thought that it would just give me a text explanation of what should be in the thumbnail, But I guess this makes sense because it is powered by Gemini, which is also where Nano Banana lives, which is, if you don't know Nano Banana, it's a really good image generator. So I think this one's a great option. And we've got another one here too, but I think I like the first concept better. But obviously this guy isn't me, so all I would have to do at this point is screenshot it, then go over to ChatGPT and tell it to remake this thumbnail with me in it instead. So I just give it my photo, maybe tell it to remove the stuff at the bottom, don't necessarily like that. And yeah, some pretty great options here. I think I really like this one. So I'm just gonna download it and I'm all set. So I'm good on the script and the thumbnail. Now for the last piece. Which video do I want to point people to when this one ends? And that can be a tough decision. It's definitely one that always trips my students up. It's really worth getting right though, because when someone finishes my video and then rolls straight into another one of mine, that's a binge session, and that's how I build real trust. And that trust is what eventually gets them on my email list and then looking at what I offer for money. But when you don't have many videos, it can feel like there's nothing good to send them to. And then once you've got a big library, that's almost worse because there's too many to even remember and choose between now. So you'd probably just end up defaulting to whatever ones you happen to see first. So I think it's better to have Ask Studio decide on this strategically. So I'm just gonna give it my script and ask it to pick the one video on my channel that people should watch next. It should be whichever one is either the most logical next step or the one that makes everything they learned in this video really pay off. Okay, this makes perfect sense as the next video. And it even gave me the exact script that I can use to tell people why they need to watch it next. So all I gotta do now is drop that into the end of my script and the ending pretty much writes itself. Now I know that was a lot of prompts to remember. Good news is you don't even have to. So just click the link in the description below and get the downloadable version of every single one that I used here today. But Ask Studio isn't the only AI that can help your channel. Claude is insanely powerful, especially with all their newest updates. And I actually used a combination of those to make the perfect knowledge business video that's designed to get clients. And I actually made it in under 2 hours with this secret workflow that I'm gonna show you in this video right here. So click on it and I'm gonna show you every step start to finish. This could be the game changer your business needs to finally have time for YouTube. So I'll see you there.